Soft life, tough flow problems. But how's everything going so far, man? How's everything going so far? How's the year been treating you?
Oh, it's been good, bro. I've just been releasing music and kicking it with my friends and my girl, and just like trying to make the best of everything. You know what I mean?
You know, before you do these interviews, man, and when you have press day, like, do you still get nervous or you just take them as they come?
No, I don't really get nervous. I'm actually excited because I haven't done a little bit of press in a while, so it's cool.
Yeah, that is.
I like meeting new people.
Yeah,
that's one of my things. I like meeting new people all the time. Yeah, man. I just went to DR, Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Like 3 weeks ago. It was fun. I had a good time. I got COVID or something like that. It was cool.
Get out of here. You got COVID? When?
I had it, like a month ago. I had it.
How was your experience? I also had it, bro. Like that shit crazy, man. How was your experience?
I was scared the whole time because I didn't really have no symptoms. I just had like the tiniest fear. Like I could function at like low 100 or something like that. I was just thinking the whole time, like, dang, I'm not really feeling nothing. Like maybe I'm going to like just pass out or something. I don't know. It was crazy. I was on Google all day.
Like you were your own doctor. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm like on. How was it for you?
Yo, man, like it was so crazy. Like every time I tell a story similar to yours, like day 1 to day 6 was just super cool. You know, you get the usual loss of taste, loss of smell. You're like, okay, cool, this thing is real. And then day number 7, my lungs just didn't want to work, bro. I was like, yo, I'm dying. Yeah, like they shut down.
Wow. That's scary, bro. Like that's what I was thinking was gonna happen to me the whole time. Like, because one of my friends was like, yeah, if you don't feel nothing, it might just hit you later. And I'm like, later? Like what? No, like hit me now. I don't want to like just drop for no reason.
That is crazy, man. And when you look at the work that you've achieved and everything you've been able to accumulate in your career, if COVID, you know, was your way of bowing out, like what would you be more proud of that you left on this earth for us to relive or remember you as a talent, as an artist? What would you think would be one of those things that we should zone into?
Damn, that's deep, bro. I low-key, I thought about that, and I think nothing. Like I feel like I haven't really done anything that I really like. It's so much that I have in me that I want to release to the world, and it's like when I had COVID, awkwardly enough, I was thinking about that every day. Like, damn, like, what if this is the end? Like, what did I really do? So, like, now my mindset is different. Like, I want to release more music. I want to, like, just be more free and open about my music because I haven't really released a lot of music over the last couple of years, especially compared to, like, a lot of artists in this day. Like you just got to keep pumping it out. And I feel like for me, I'm just like being precious, and it's like, you know, have fun again. Like it was becoming like too much business for me, whereas like I'm always thinking about this. And so like now I want to like, you know, I need to have fun and enjoy my life. And like I'm about to get married next year.
Wow, congrats, man. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you, man. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a lot. I believe I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let's start in the beginning, before it became about business and before the labels kicked in. The name Pink Sweat, for someone who's hearing about it for the first time here in South Africa, where did it all start for you?
It's always funny telling the story, but it's like when I kind of didn't really have any money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I just bought these random sweatpants from the store, and it was like a pink pair and a random other pair, but the pink pair was just my size, and it was on the for sale. You know how you go like for the clearance, like for sale stuff?
Yeah.
So I just bought them, it wasn't for no reason. It was just cheap and it was my size. So I put them on and I just wore them for a long time because I didn't really have any other pants.
Yeah.
So I was like wearing them over and over and over and over. And then somebody called me Pink Sweats. And I was like, oh shoot. Like when I became an artist, because at that time I was just like writing and producing songs.
Yeah.
So when I became an artist, I was like, what name I'm gonna go with? And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just go with Pink Sweats? Like, if it's different, I never heard nobody with that name. And you know, it'll be cool to see if I could make people see and hear the beauty in my music despite the name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now I fully get you. And the dollar sign as the S. How did that come about?
The dollar sign, I always say this, right? When you're doing music, it's not all about the money, but the money's in it. And I feel like when I put that dollar sign at the end, it's because the money is not first. You know what I mean? Like I love music. I was doing it since I was a kid. I was doing it for free. So it's not about the money 100%. But at the end of that trail, you shouldn't have to like struggle. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't be selling all these records and stuff and then not have no money. So I always wanted to put the dollar sign at the end just to remind myself to be studious and like pay attention to my business.
Yeah. And during the time when you're writing music for other artists, producing, and you get to the moment where you're like, you know what, I want to be an artist and tell the stories that I've been writing. Like what inspired that moment?
Bro, life, man. I feel like sometimes you go through these trials and tribulations in your life that push and propel you to like your next level. And like I felt a wall. Like I felt like I had hit a wall because I wasn't having fun anymore. Like I was writing songs and it was cool. And like I was in Hollywood, you know, LA. And it was like, man, this is so cool. And I was with some of my friends out there and I was writing songs for them. And I was seeing their growth and their careers and stuff. And I remember just coming home one day and I just had something else to say. Like I wrote those kind of songs and then I came across Honesty. I think that was the second song actually. Honesty, I wrote that. And I don't know, it just hit me because it felt real. Yeah. It felt like my real life. It was like the perspective is like, you know, I feel like I was afraid to love. Like so many people that I know are afraid to love because it's like you be vulnerable. So like for me to put that in a song and say that in the world resonate with that, that's how I felt in that moment. I was like, man, somebody needs to sing this. And then when I sent the songs out for people to sing, they always wanted to change something. And like I was never like precious back then. Like I was always like, yo, do you, like whatever you gotta do, this, you know what I mean? But for whatever reason, I just felt something different. I was like, nah, you can't change it. Like if you change it, you're gonna steal the essence of the record. So I just decided to bet on myself. And I was like, you know what? I could put this song out and at least I know that I tried. Yeah. Even if nothing ever happened, I just wanted to mentally know that like I gave it a shot. I gave myself a fair shot.
And I think people tend to not do that. Like put yourself first, bet on yourself, make that jump, realize in the air whether the parachute works or not. I think that's absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you bring up honesty because the more I tap into your music and I listen to the album, you know, PinkPlanet, which we'll get into, the more I pick up the fact that you staying true to who you are in an era where everyone is following trends. I can pick up that you're trying to curate your own format as you move, you know, the approach of music and staying true to yourself and your sound. But how do you avoid music trends and ensure that you never get caught within the wave because everyone is trying to fit in?
You got the good question today. That's something I think about a lot. Like I've always been I've always been aware of what greatness looks like. Yeah. And even as a writer and a producer, I feel like I was kind of, people always wanted me to follow a trend for them.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, if I'm writing for an artist and like the Migos, shout out to the Migos, they got this hot cadence. So it's like, no. I could be in a studio with somebody and I'm writing a song and they're like, nah, man, you gotta make it cool. Make it like, nah. And I'm like, do you realize like the Migos are great because they did something different?
Yeah.
And if you copy it, you're not great. You're just whatever. You know what I mean? Drake is great because he did something different. So for me, I always want to have my foundation. So like, even if like sometimes I do want to do trendy things and it's fun. It's fun to be like, yo, I could do this. But I want whenever people find me, if they decide to make that deep dive and say, you know what? Oh, I found him from this song. Let me go look and see what his first music was. Then they'll understand why I'm in front of them. They're like, oh shoot, like he made this song and everybody went to the studio and started to make acoustic songs all of a sudden. Because honesty, that's how I feel. Like a lot of people started to make more acoustic music after that song came out, especially like Black artists.
Yo, man, own it. And living in a time where, yo, man, like there's so many people that dropped EPs last year, and it was either everyone was just sassing out the markets because no one was gigging, no one was traveling, so everyone was just closed indoors. And you decided to put out a Prelude where it really sounded as great as an album. You know, you had all these moods that kind of like had us like anticipating how the album was going to sound like, you know, got us all excited. And you didn't give us a lot. Like you gave us like what, 5 joints in that Prelude? I'm like, come on, man. Can't you give us
more? It was just the preview.
You know, how did you go about selecting the songs to put into the Prelude?
So what my thing is, I always trust the people around me. And when I say that, like, I really work with all my best friends. So like pretty much a large part of my team, like I have a record label now. I'm signed to Atlantic, but like my inner team, my manager, my creative direction, like my social media team, like that's all my real peoples. You know what I mean? Like my best friends, my manager, my other best friends, they both my creative directors. My fiance, she runs my social medias. So it's like I always kind of.
So she sees the DMs. Them. Come on, bitch.
Yeah, she don't care.
Yeah.
She don't care. She know where I'm at, and you know, it's just like I'm the kind of artist where I have a strong opinion, but I'm also always open to a small group of people that can possibly change my mind. Like if I was locked on something, nobody can change my mind, but it's a certain group of people that I'll talk to and I say like, yo, what you really think about this? And you know, that's how we ended up with the Prelude and that idea, because of everything that was going on. You know, like I didn't want to feel like I was making myself more important than the pandemic. It was just like I wanted people to feel some love and some hope during the time. So it was like, you know, let me just put this out for the people who do want to hear music. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear something uplifting.
You know, you invite us into your world, PinkPlanet. You dropped the album. You got some amazing songs on that body of work. Are there moments, songs on the album that have surprised you? Because when you put out an album, it's like you're putting yourself naked in front of the world and you're like, this is me, or these are the stories I want to share. These are my viewpoints on several things. Are there any songs on the album that have surprised you based on people's reactions, considering other songs that maybe you had lined up as singles?
Honestly, my single At My Worst, it kind of surprised me because that wasn't originally a single.
Wow.
It was I had some more upbeat songs that were like my single. at my worst, in my heart of hearts, I knew it was a good song. And I knew there was something there. But at the time, I wasn't really getting a lot of support from certain platforms that were outside of Black music.
Yeah.
Because that song is not really like a straight up and down R&B song. It's like a R&B pop. So,
but I think that's the magic, you know, going back to the conversation we're having about being honest and just being true to yourself. You know, when you tell a story and a whole lot of us resonate with the story, that I'm tired of putting on a facade. I'm tired of people loving me for reasons that you may not know of, or maybe things that they're trying to get out of the relationship. That song is just like, I just want someone to love me at my worst and kiss me in the morning before I brush my teeth and hug me like a dog when I come back home. You know, like just someone to love you, man. And I think that's what everyone needed, especially coming out of the pandemic, man. Like that song is powerful. And then you get Kehlani on the remix. Like, how did that play out?
Man, like she's super. It felt like super organic because honestly, the song and that verse, I think, and you know, the label loved it. And for her to be so open and kind, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one thing about Kehlani. Like you know, I haven't met her, but I've interviewed her before. She seems like a down-to-earth person, an organic energy.
Yeah,
you know. But when you guys were putting the song together, were you in studio? Was it one of those things where sessions were held in different studios? Email vibes.
No, we was not at the same studio at that time because I don't think people were really in the studio at that time. Like she might have went to the studio with her friends, but like people weren't like doing sessions at that time because of COVID and stuff. Yeah, we just like text or whatever. Yeah, got it done.
Let's talk about the song Pink Family. You know, you feature your family. It's a beautiful song.
Hey.
How did your family, you know, influence your music career and just take us through that record?
Honestly, that song was like the last song I did for the album because I did it over the quarantine because I don't know. I just felt like, you know what's something that I want to stamp this album, like where it's like, it might not be a breakout single. It might not be like, 300 million streams, like, but this will be a song that is timeless and like, it'll show a story of like where I come from. Like I come from church and like family. That's all we ever did in church. Like me playing the drums, my brother playing keys, my mom singing, my aunt singing, my uncle singing. Like everybody just doing their thing. And I was like, how can I bring this together in a way that feels organic to me? Where it's like it makes me feel like my childhood, and I feel like I accomplished that. Especially from my friends who like, we all grew up together. It's like, yo, this make me feel like when we was young boys, like we was at church and like just having fun, and it feels very uplifting. Like having even the voices, they carry differently. Like my family it sounds like everybody's so happy and elated to be there. Like I wanted to capture that.
You know, and I guess growing up from within a musical family, there were several influences in music that kind of shaped the artist that you become and your approach to music. But I don't know if your fans know this. When I came across this information, I was like, okay, cool, let me find out. The idea of consistently starting most of your songs with a bass, like where did that come up? Where did you get that?
Honestly, I don't even know. It's like some questions I just don't have real answers. Because I think because naturally I'm a drummer.
Okay.
Like when you're playing drums, especially in church, like when I was growing up, you always lock in with the bass player because y'all like the rhythm. So if you hit that drum kick too fast or too slow from the bass, then it sounds off. But like if y'all in sync and in pocket, it feels good. So that's how I learned to play drums. And I think as I progressed into like musicianship and being like a producer, I naturally could always hear the bass lines in the drums first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And talking about family music approach, I'm also sensing that maybe one day you might get into gospel. Are there moments in your life? Because at the present moment, I can genuinely tell that music, when it comes to relationships, music, it's easier for you to express yourself. Are there parts of your life that are currently hard for you to pen down and share? Or you do it, but other artists tell the story?
That's a good question, man. Funny enough, I was just talking to my mom, like literally right before this interview about that. I'm not really that. I'm emotional, but I'm not really always that expressive in real life because I don't really know. It's like I don't know how. It's like I don't know how to express myself, and I think that's probably just from growing up in like crazy environments where it's not championed to like be emotional or like to express your feelings and say. So like I've been learning that a lot with my girl, just like learning how to express how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling this way, or you know, it's one of those things because music has always been like an escape for me, where it's like something that I can't say to somebody. I don't know how to put into a feeling for them to really feel and understand what I'm saying. I can sing the words, you know what I'm saying? Like at my worst, I can't really tell somebody like, I just want you to love me at worst. It's just like, but when you hear the melody and the lyrics and the combination, somehow it translates a full picture where it's like, you know, I'm not saying that you won't. I'm just saying this is what I need. Like I need this. I need this out of this life. I need to be fulfilled in a certain kind of way. Because ironically, Honesty was the first single that went crazy. And that one was me just expressing how tough it is to let go. Like, especially as a man, we not taught to like love hard. You know what I mean? It's like, so when you do, you feel extremely vulnerable and like emotionally, you're literally standing there naked. Like your thoughts, your ideas, everything negative and positive, you allow this person to explore. And it's like, wow, I'm afraid to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people are. And then leading to At My Worst, which is, it kind of tells the story that of me maturing, where it's like, okay, now I'm open to love, but this is what I need. I need you to not just love me when it's good, love me when it's bad. And like, I'll do the same for you type thing.
Would you say there's a song that you've written that is not about love, that was sang by another artist, that people will be surprised that you wrote it?
It's not about love.
Yeah.
It's by someone else.
That you wrote. Or maybe Amigos joints, they'll be like, get out of here. He wrote that.
Man, honestly, it's funny you said gospel. I wrote this song on Justin Bieber's he just dropped like a gospel project. And I wrote a song on there. And but like it's weird. I write songs not about love, but it's just some reason they just don't resonate with people. Like for me, I feel like people, they want that. They want to feel something different, because I just feel like certain people, certain artists, they have a lane. And like I wrote this song called Not Alright, and it's like it's not political, it's literally about my life. It's a song just about life. And how about like, you know, things don't always go how you plan, and you know, pressures of being in this living life. And but that song is not my biggest song, because people don't really want to always hear stuff like that. And I feel like I wrote a song, it's called Pink Money. It's just about being rich and like having money and coming from nothing and just figuring it out and then just balling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so for me, I kind of stay in my lane. And I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive. Because I haven't done any interviews, but I'm actually working on another project right now that it's gonna be called Pink Moon.
Boom.
And it's gonna be more like sexy vibes.
Yeah.
And I already started working on it, and the song I got now is crazy. But it's gonna be more like sexy vibes and just that nighttime energy where it's like I feel like I want to be a well-rounded artist. So like whatever vibe you want, I want to be able to provide it. So like if you're in your sentimental, love me at my worst, I got you. And if you want some late time vibes where it's like, you you're trying to have some mommy and daddy time, we got them too. So, that's the project's gonna be called Pink Moon. And I don't know when I'm gonna drop it yet, but I want to drop it very, very soon. So we'll see.
Do you have more collaborations lined up on that one, or you can't reveal as yet?
Oh, this one, honestly, the whole Pink Moon project is probably gonna be collaborations. Just because I like my whole beginning of my first, I'll say like a lot of my first music that I released, I don't have a lot of collaborations because I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet. Like I didn't want to be like one of those artists that's just like every song's a feature. Wow. Like for me, I wanted to see what I could do and like what I could do myself. And I feel like my situation has proved itself already.
Yeah.
And the space that I'm in, I never had a cosign. I never did a song with Drake. I never did a song with like any of these super, super big artists. And then now I'm starting to open up where it's like, okay, I've done what I feel like I can do and I've proved it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my plaques back there. I got my gold and my platinum plaque. And to me, that was just something I needed to do. 1, for myself. 2, for the culture of all the songwriters and producers out there who do want to be artists and they feel like they have something unique to say. It's something for them to see. Like a lot of people hit me up all the time, songwriters who be writing for big artists and they want to be artists too. And it's like, yo, you're inspiring me because we're afraid because we think that people want one thing. It's like, no, they want the Migos right now. And like, yeah, the Migos is fire. Like they do their thing. But that's more room. It's room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's room for everybody to come at this table and eat, and everybody can do the kind of music that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of years ago, people wasn't really listening to Afrobeat in America like that.
Yeah.
But you go to the club now, that joint booming.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just about seasons, times, and just realizing like, everybody's going to be able to eat at some point.
That is so true. And now that you mentioned Afrobeat, it's close to home. Which artists would you say have caught your attention at the moment?
I want to pronounce the name right. It's a girl. She's like heavy set, and she always wears do-rag. Tenny, I think.
Tenny. Yes, Tenny the Entertainer from Nigeria.
She fire.
Yeah.
I want to do a song with her. Yeah. And like, obviously Davido, like, like the more popular names. Burna Boy, like, but Tenny, I really rock to.
Yeah. Look, because I know that time is on our side, bro. Before I let you go, there's this trend you got going on your videos. You are probably the only artist that's doing this. You got these cool credits that you do at the end of your videos. And they always have a cool graphics, cool feel to it. Like, is it your love for movies? Where did it come up?
Yeah, cinema, man. I love movies, and growing up, music and movies are like how I escaped. Like that was like me. You know how it is. Like sometimes you like in a position in life where you're just not happy. Like you looking around. It's like, this cannot be the life that I'm supposed to live. And like me, I would drown myself. Honestly, I drowned into movies before music because I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of different styles of music. So I really just watch Disney movies on repeat. I would watch any kind of movie you put in front of me. I would just watch. Like, oh man, I wonder what it would be like to be Simba or to be Mufasa. Like, I just love movies, and I'm like, I think that's part of my next chapter in my life. Like, I'm working on a bunch of cool stuff now. I'm writing a script, and I'm also trying to develop an animated series, and just keep pushing my creative limits, because I want to be around for a long time, and I don't want to just be known as only an artist or only a songwriter or only a producer. It's like I want to empty myself before it's my time to go. You know what I mean? Nobody knows when that time is, but I think during these times, it just makes people want to push themselves further, because you got this invisible thing just floating in the air, and it's taking people's lives. And it's like, dang, well, I need to get all of this out before I leave here. And nothing like living a fulfilled life. Like that's the one thing I want people to take away from this interview, is just try your very, very best to live a fulfilled life. Don't chase only the money or only the girls or only the boys or only this or that. Chase fulfillment, because the fulfillment you get in loving people that's real. Like, love a stranger, tell somebody hello. You know what I mean? Even if they look at you weird because they're like, why are you speaking to me? Just tell somebody hello. They might need to hear that. Smile at someone. Pay for somebody coffee. Do something. Spread love. That'll lead you to a more fulfilled life. That's how I just believe that.
Yeah. Look, bro, it was absolutely amazing chatting to you. And if you ever decide to tour South Africa, it'll be great to show you around. But just stay producing the music. I'm loving the honesty that you have within your music. It resonates, it comes across, and just keep experimenting, man. And we love the visuals. Now I see the love for movies, as you just mentioned. I'm a big fan of storylines and music videos, and I think you do an absolutely amazing job. So thank you for this conversation. I appreciate it, bro.
DJ Sabby, Pink Sweats, tune in. Let's go.